Okay, so I've hit record and we're ready to go. Welcome to tonight's call. My name is Amber Bailey. So if you're new, this is your first time on the call. No matter if I'm your personally sponsored upline or not, we just welcome you onto our team. Tuesday nights are the night where we just connect with each other. We do training. We help each other. Kind of spur each other on for the rest of the week. So tonight we're going to be talking about our November game plan. And then the second half of the call will be about the best advice I've ever been given as a coach. And so we'll get more into that later. But if you can see, I posted this, and I do this monthly now. So I posted this calendar for you so that you kind of know what we're focusing on each week out of the month. November looks a little bit different than some of the previous months just because we have a full week at the end where pretty much everybody's going to be doing family Thanksgiving stuff. So it's a pretty extended holiday, and I wanted to make sure we worked all of our dates around that so that it was family friendly and so that you're not like trying to invite somebody to your challenge group on Thanksgiving because I mean, that would be good if you're face to face with somebody, like talking to family members that day, but we don't need to be on our computers on Thanksgiving. So anyways, this plan is centered around that. So the first week out of the month is really all about establishing value and building relationships for just people. And make sure you guys are muted. If you're not muted, you'll have to hit that because we can hear you. So my suggestion is that you start the month by making a list of 100 names and invite them to a clean eating group. It doesn't necessarily have to be a clean eating group. It can be, I've seen some plank challenges. I think I'm going to do that actually next week. But it can be anything that's like a free challenge of any kind. You can get creative with that. I think mine's going to be called Plank and Give Thanks for 14 days. And we're just going to kind of have fun with that on my like page and do some things there. I saw Renee is doing one of those types of challenges. But the first week there is really, I've done a lot of clean eating groups before, and if you're new, there are so many resources for you to be able to do that. In our files, there's a 5-day clean eating plan that's a detailed like meal guide that helps your clean eating challengers, whatever you want to call them, know exactly what to eat for an entire week. And so that's a resource that you can give them for free. They don't have to do anything other than just participate with you. And it's a great way for you to invite people just to engage with you. And you can really build that relationship that way. So I suggest that you start your month by doing something like that. We do those short term, so they're not long-term groups. So once you kind of have that going, we've got where in the first Monday of every month, we always start our Coach Basics. So it was the 3rd this month. Next month starts on the 1st. So Coach Basics will start December 1st. And it works great with the way the flow of our month goes. So always just keep those dates in mind. Tuesday nights is always Team Fit Revival Huddle at 8:30 p.m. And then as we go into that first week there, I'm having you, this would be tomorrow, make a list of 100 names to invite to a 21-day fix team-wide challenge. We're going to start it on December 1st. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. I've actually kind of tweaked it a little bit. It doesn't just have to be 21-day fix. We are going to kind of let this be a mixed program group. But I'm going to, like I said, go into more detail about that. But because I'm going to move kind of quick here through the calendar. And then on Thursday, you can begin promoting that either with a post on Facebook or just, a post on your fitness page, or maybe you just begin inviting with that list of 100 names. Always on Sunday nights, I plan out my posts for the week and I plan my business hours. So just being really intentional about that. The second week here, starting on the 12th, I encourage you to make a list of 50 people to invite to open house. If you're new and you don't know what open house is, then it's just where we hang out with prospective coaches. We let them onto our page for several days, and we post all about what it means to be a coach. We post some of our success stories. Everything that they hear comes directly from our team, so they really get a sense of who we are and what we do and what we're about. And it gives you the chance to let them kind of try this on for size. And especially if you are new, it really lets us do the talking for you so that you can feel confident inviting people to join you as a coach without feeling intimidated by that. So next week on the 12th, I'm going to ask you to start gearing up for that and start promoting that on Thursday, because we're going to start that open house on the 19th. And it will run until Sunday, the 23rd. We'll end that. I'll do a business opportunity webinar where we kind of recap everything. And even if somebody was not in the open house, they can still join that webinar. So I encourage you to invite until you have 5 people that will join you as a guest with our open house. We'll talk more about that later too. I try to do some training on that before we open those up. But it's good for you to have the big picture for the month. And I've included some other dates on here too. Last day to be enrolled and lock in leads for December is Wednesday the 25th. It's always the last Wednesday of the month. And then this isn't really November, this is December, but on the 2nd, I believe someone told me the 4th. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's that first week of December where Insanity Max 30 is launching. And I am going to have some training for you. If not next week, it'll be the week after, about some ways that you can leverage that and maximize that and be prepared for that. So, but you do need to know that that's coming. Anytime we have a launch, it's an amazing opportunity for you as a coach, because it's something new and exciting, and people love Shanti and they love Insanity and they love T25. So, you know, anybody that you know that is a Shanti, like that's just their go-to, then you need to be starting that list, that running list, so that you can make sure they know about the release of this program. Okay, so moving on, I think the next slide might be a little repetitive, but this is kind of the summary of everything I just said. Week 1 is building relationships. Week 2, you're inviting to your challenge group. Our next challenge group, if you're going to join us and do the team-wide one, is December 1st. So that means you have almost 3 weeks to invite to that. It really, my goal in doing a team-wide group is that we just help each other through the holidays here. That way, you know, the responsibility of running a group is kind of eliminated, that we're all in it together. We're all going to do it together. And I think it'll be fun that way, to end the year that way, just really helping people together as a team and just taking that complete responsibility of running a challenge group off of every single person. So I got sidetracked. Week 3 is really about inviting people, being intentional about building your team and inviting people to that for the open house. And then week 4, that last week is all about just following up with everybody that you've talked to over the course of the month, going back to all of your lists and making sure that you followed up with people and preparing for the next month, because we're going to just repeat the same thing the next month, which is great, because this is a great little system that helps you focus your activities in the right place. And then I posted this last week. It is just a checklist for you. So I talked about what we do as far as the month is concerned on a daily basis. This is kind of where you need to be looking. Your workout and drinking Shakeology is first, because you need to be taking care of yourself. If you're pouring into your challenge groups and you're pouring into other people and you're not taking the time to work out and eat healthy stuff and take care of you, you're not going to have anything to pour out on them. I have found myself doing that at times, because life gets busy. And so a lot of times we just like, all of a sudden you put yourself last, and that's not what we're here to do. So make sure that that's happening first and foremost, and that you are either reading or listening to some form of personal development. I don't know about y'all, but the podcast thing, like I just discovered that, was it last week or the week before? It has changed my life. It is amazing. Like I have it on my phone. Like today I had it in my pocket with my headphones. I was doing dishes and I could just listen to the National Coach Call, and super easy. I can pause it, whatever I need to do. So do that. I mean, that's amazing. I found some stuff from Shalene that she was about to take down. I don't know if she's taken it down, but it was Build Your Tribe stuff. Is like business training stuff. So you can search all kinds of things if you have that podcast app. And I downloaded all the stuff I could from her. It's free, totally free. It's awesome. And then you're going to, sorry, our pictures are in my way. There we go. Invite 3 times per day. That could be a whole nother call. But we use that 5-step invitation process. You might be inviting to your free group. You might be inviting to your challenge group. You might be inviting to be a coach with you. It can look a bunch of different ways there, but inviting 3 times per day, finding 2 new people. Maybe it's 2 new friends on Facebook, or maybe you met somebody out. Strangely, somebody started a group chat, and I noticed like I had all these friends in common today with this girl, and she went to the same high school as me. She taught in the same school district. So like that was easy, but you just have to be looking for those relationships and for those new people. Follow up with messages, connect with your groups, posting on social media 3 times per day. This should just be an extension of who you are. It shouldn't be something that's like, where you're trying to maybe fit in someone else's shoes. I think I've tried that before too. Doesn't work. But something personal, something inspirational, something fitness, health related. Doesn't need to be Beachbody related. Just your sweaty pic after your workout, or a healthy meal that you made. Just a natural extension of who you are outside of Beachbody. So, and then check your online office and the Team Fit Revival page. We miss you when we don't see you. So check it. I didn't do a Monday memo this week because I had posted a bunch of things the night before about some of the groups we had starting. So I felt like it just would have been repetitive, but I almost always do a Monday memo, and it has a lot of information there about what we're going to be doing for that week. Okay, so here's a little bit more on the December 1st Team-Wide Challenge group. And this is just something I saw posted from another coach the other day, and I thought it was a really good, just kind of a status update that she posted. If you start the 21-day fix with me next week, you could be 10 pounds lighter by, and she was saying Thanksgiving, by Thanksgiving, who's in. But you could tweak this to say anything. Maybe it's the day after Thanksgiving. If you start the 21-day fix with me next week, you could be 10 pounds lighter before Christmas, who's in. So you could change this however way you want. Maybe you are focused on T25 right now. If you start, it doesn't matter what you put there, really. But I think what we're trying to get across to people is you can still enjoy the holidays, but you can enjoy it and you can be healthy, and you don't have to end up on December 31st in a worse shape than you were the year before. So just helping people maintain and know that they can work this in and do things realistically, doable. We don't need to be all extreme about fitness. Sure, there's people that are going to want to be extreme no matter what time of year it is, and that's awesome. But for the majority of the population, that's not going to be the case. So you want to serve people where they're at. And so my thoughts on 21-Day Fix, I just wanted to share a few things with you guys. I really feel like 21-Day Fix is a game changer for people in regards to their fitness. And I also think it is a game changer for your business. There's a couple of reasons why. When somebody starts a 21-Day Fix, they start to see results fairly quickly. If they're really following the nutrition plan and they're doing the workouts every day, they notice a change. And they certainly notice a change within 2 weeks. So helping somebody really see that they can rein in and discipline themselves as far as nutrition and fitness is concerned, and change their body in such a short amount of time and do it the right way. And they've learned so much about how to eat and how their body is meant to perform. I think it is a game changer for new coaches coming on to be able to do the 21-day fix. If you're a new coach, I think this is an amazing way to start out, because it gives you the opportunity to begin your story, getting results, posting that, documenting that via social media with your friends and family. It makes it very easy for you to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is making a difference for me within 21 days. So a lot of our programs are 30, 60, 90 days. And it takes a little bit longer to see some results. So I like 21-day fix because it really does a good job of helping people get results the right way in a short amount of time, and it helps them start their story fitness-wise. So that is why you see me really focusing a lot on 21-day fix right now, because it fits very well with being realistic and doable and helping people, serving people where they're at right now. It's 30 minutes a day. I had a group start on Monday. They're going to finish before Thanksgiving. We're not going to talk about it during Thanksgiving, but we're going to pick it back up on December 1st with this challenge group, and we're going to do another round. So it just really works with the holidays. Now you could tweak that for PIO or T25. I think those are other programs that are good for this time of year. PIO, it is on promotion this month, so it is $140 for the challenge pack, which is amazing. And then they have combined the 3-day refresh with PIO for $180, which is an awesome deal. If you've listened to the National Coach Call, you heard all about that. So I'm not going to go into that because you can go listen to that. And then T25 is awesome because it's short, and also because somebody does that, they are probably going to see pretty quick results, and they're going to fall in love with Shaun T. And we have a great launch coming up from Shaun T. So I feel like that these programs are going to be a good fit for most of the people that you're talking to. That doesn't mean to say that you can't suggest something else, but if I'm trying to help you out here and kind of keep things simple, I feel like these things cover a lot of bases. You can even offer somebody right after Thanksgiving, you can offer them the 3-day refresh challenge pack with or without PIO. I don't know why you wouldn't want it with PIO, but you can offer them that. They could do their own exercise and do the 3-day refresh with you and just drink Shakeology consistently for the next 21 days. So there are so many different options here, and you have so many tools to help people. We're going to do this for 21 days, so it's going to be December 1st through the 21st, and it'll be open to any of you guys if you want to invite your challengers to participate with us. I will say that they do need to commit to a program and Shakeology. So you really need to let them know the value behind Shakeology. When I let people know, like, you're entrusting me with helping you see results, and I really feel like Shakeology is going to be like the most important thing for you, especially during the holidays when you're probably not eating real great. So they really need the Shakeology piece to balance things out. If they really want you to help them get results, then they're going to see the value in replacing a meal a day with something like Shakeology, and with all of the specials and the things that we have to offer, it really kind of is a no-brainer. So I let people know that nutrition is 100% of the equation. You can have a great workout program all day long and not do anything with your nutrition, and you're not going to see results, and then they're going to end up being frustrated. So just let them know that you are looking out for their best interest on that. I kind of take things from that angle. So I feel like this is going to be long. I'm sorry. Drive your business with your list. So before you start anything, make sure you're making lists each month. Before I start this month, I have a list for all of my prospective coaches for November, all of my prospective customers for November. And I add to that as the month goes on, and I kind of track who I've talked to and what step of the invitation process they might be on. So these are the lists that I always have running, and I start them new every single month. I look back at my previous list. If somebody needs to transfer over from October to November, I write them down again, if it's somebody I'm still talking to. But before I start inviting, I always have a list. That way you're not just like sitting there in the Facebook black hole of whatever, thinking, well, who am I going to invite? Before you know it, you're clicking like on something random. So be intentional about making your list before you start inviting. I think that's been one of the things that has really helped me not get distracted. Okay, so here we go. The best advice. Are you guys hanging in there? I'm sorry. I have a lot tonight. Okay, so sparks to grass fires here. Your dream starts off as a spark. My dream started off as a spark. I made a decision to get healthy. You've heard my story probably a million times if you have been on this team any length of time. But one decision to do that, it just, something happened, and then it was like God planted this amazing, huge, big dream in my heart, and I had to do something with it. And so I really feel like a lot of dreams do start off as that little spark, that one little decision where you can look back and you go, that was it. That was the turning point. And it's like those two little sticks. I've never actually been successful at doing this, but I've seen it in movies. Rubbing two little sticks together to put off some hard-earned light. And you really, I know, it takes a lot of effort. You got to rub those sticks together really hard. And it takes a lot of force. I don't want to say force, but you know what I mean. It takes a lot of effort to have anything, have even just a little spark come up. And the more you fuel that fire, though, the larger the spark becomes, and then it gets really exciting. And so I feel like that's kind of the season that we're in right now, especially for many of you, if you are new, especially this season can sometimes be difficult because people are really consumed with the holidays. But you do have an amazing opportunity here to be an example and to show people what healthy looks like during the holidays. So I would encourage you just to keep rubbing those two little sticks together, because I do know that when it comes to a new launch or to the new year and opportunities like that, if you've been rubbing those two little sticks together, you're going to start to see that spark. And the more fuel that you put on it, the bigger it becomes. And so as time goes on, you have this spark and you keep fueling it, and you have two choices. You can get kind of tired and it becomes mundane and you let it fizzle out, or you can keep fueling it even when it seems like there isn't any firewood. And I know we've all been there. I've been there. So I want to ask you, what is your dream? This team is a team that dreams big, and we need you to dream big. So I really want you to sit back and think, what is your dream? Like the craziest thing that you can think of. What is your dream? What would you like, maybe it's something that you don't even feel like you can verbalize. But I want you to think about what your dream is. And I want you to know, crazy big dreams do happen. They do. So there's no dream that is too big. I do feel like that if there is a dream that's been planted into your heart, there is a reason, and you need to act on that. And I want you to know too that we are not desperate for business here on this team. We are desperately seeking to serve others and change lives. And so those are two very different roads. So we want to be desperately seeking to serve people where they are at and helping them change their lives, to love on them, whatever that looks like to them. And so with that, I've talked about the December 1st challenge group. How many people will you commit to helping in November and December? Will you sit back and let the fire fizzle out, or will you continue to put some fuel on the fire? It says we can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. And I'm not asking for you to commit to helping like 10 people a month or 20 people or 5 or whatever. I want you to sit back and think about what you want to commit to. I don't care if it's 1, because we know that what happens when you help one person change their life, you've heard me say this a lot lately, you change a family. My life changed, my family's life changed. It was a ripple effect. So I think it's pretty powerful to think that one life change, that is not insignificant. Sure, it only shows up as 2 Success Club points, but that is very significant. So, and I think that it gets diminished sometimes. So maybe you just can commit to helping 1 person in November and 1 person in December. I think that's awesome. Okay? So I want to take the pressure off and I just want you to go love on people and serve people and commit to helping people in November and December. It doesn't mean that you have to drive yourself and your family crazy with it. That's not it at all. But I do feel like let's see, how many people are on our page? About 250. What if every person helped 1 person in November and every person helped 1 person in December? That would be 500 people. Now we know that not all 250 people are engaged on the Team Fit Revival page, but I'm just saying, even if everybody committed to just helping 1 person, we could change some lives in a big, huge way. So, finding my arrow. Okay, so I want to ask you what's holding you back. Maybe you do only help 1 person, and only remember that's insignificant. But what would you do if you could change the world? Maybe helping that one person ends up helping thousands of people. Just because it wasn't you that helped thousands doesn't mean it's not going to be somebody else that you help. It is a ripple effect. And so please don't let fear and please don't let comparison hold you back from inviting somebody to get healthy with you. Our vision, this is a life-giving team. We desire to lead others with passion, enthusiasm, and excellence. So truly, sometimes it doesn't matter what exactly you say, if you use the right words, if you respond to somebody's, you've asked them if they want to be in your challenge group and they comment back and they have an objection. It doesn't really matter as much what you say, but how you say it. If you're enthusiastic and passionate about what you do, that's going to come across. And so even with your posting on your Facebook page via social media, you can really, people can tell. They know if you're passionate about what we do or not. We desire to live a life through relationships because we know that people change when they get plugged into community. We change that way, and that's what we do as coaches is we set that community up, we foster that, and we plug people into that, and it's really cool to see new friendships form, and that change happens when people are plugged into a group that's holding them accountable. We value individuals, we desire to serve others, and we celebrate stories of lives that have been changed. So here we go. Here it is. Best advice. Stop focusing on how things are going to happen. I've talked a lot about the heart of what we do tonight. I've asked you what your big dream is. I've told you that helping one person is substantial and significant. So I want you to stop focusing on how things are going to happen. When I started this year, I had no idea who was going to be in my challenge group every month. I could not plan that out. I had no idea who was going to join my team. Tracy, you and I didn't even know each other at the beginning of this year, right? So I had no clue. All I knew was that I love what I do. I love being a coach. I love connecting women, mainly moms, to a way to get healthy and feel better and more confident and more equipped to take care of their family and be everything God called them to be. So that's what I'm passionate about. That's me. That doesn't mean that's you, but that's me. So instead of focusing on, well, who's going to be in this group in this month and who, like, I just don't see how that can happen. When you start thinking about that, fear creeps in, and then it's like shutdown mode. So don't do that. Focus on your why. And if you don't have a why, I would say take tomorrow and just really think on that. Think about why you're doing this, what your dreams are, what your goals are, what you're passionate about, who it is that you want to help and why. That's what you need to focus on. And when you get up in the morning and you set your feet on the floor, that needs to be your focus with everything that you do. Because when you're focused on your why, the passion and the excitement and the enthusiasm, like, it's obvious, it's there. Nobody has to question that. They, like, you see it. When you start focusing on how things are going to happen, you can't figure it out. If you're trying to get to Emerald and you don't know who your like 2 coaches are going to be and you can't figure that out, then you start to shut down. Okay, so what? You don't know who those 2 people are going to be. What are you going to do today? You're going to do the things on the daily checklist. You're going to find 2 new people. You're going to build relationships, and you're going to reach out to 3 people about a challenge group or coaching or one of those other things that we talked about. You do the things that you know to do. The how is already set up for you. We have a monthly plan. We have a daily checklist. The how is already there. It's right there in front of you. You just have to do it. That's it. So stop trying to figure everything out. And I'm like preaching to myself because I am the world's worst at trying to figure everything out ahead of time. A lot of times God has something for you even better than what you thought you could figure out in the first place. So that's why it just doesn't do any good to do that anyways. So don't focus on how you achieve your goals. Like I said, that part's already taken care of for you. There's no recreating the wheel here. The things that I do are the things that my coach does, or the things that her coach does. We all do the same things, and we all get the same results. We do them consistently, day after day after day, even if we don't feel like it. So don't focus on the what ifs. What if this doesn't work? Well, what if this does work? So I'd like, to think about the second part of that instead of the first. Don't compare yourself to other coaches. I've been having this conversation a lot with people lately. It's really hard not to compare yourself, especially with social media. Because there's just some incredible people out there. There are some incredible coaches that are amazing and inspiring, and it is really hard not to want to be just like them. Really hard. But you have to be yourself, and you have to run your race, and you have to keep yourself in your lane, because you're here to do just that. Nobody can run your race for you, and you can't try to jump and skip over to somebody else's lane and run their race. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So don't focus on what you don't know or the time that you don't have. You focus on what you do have. When I was teaching, I didn't have a lot of time. So instead of focusing on the fact that I had no time to build this business, I focused on what I did have, and I used that, and I did that consistently. So a lot of this is mindset. Don't focus on your fears, and we've already talked about that. But again, the fear of failure or comparison will cause you to shut down. In a slump, can't get started. It could be that you are too focused on the problems or challenges in front of you. So I would ask that you take your eyes off of that and put your eyes on why you're doing this, because it's all laid out for you. What you need to be doing every day, like, it's already there. You already know what to do. So if you can focus on that and do that consistently, and take your eyes off of the problems or challenges that you feel like are holding you back, I guarantee you things will turn around. Do focus on your strengths. This kind of like goes back to, I don't know if you listened to Trina Gray's call from the week before last. It was awesome. That was such an inspiring call. But she talked a little bit about the things that you can do. So you can focus on your strengths. You can focus on your dreams and your goals and your race and your why. You can focus on those things. So I would ask that you would choose to focus on that. Our boxes here blocking my way. Focus on those simple business building tasks. No shiny objects. Shiny objects can be a fitness page when you're a new coach. Shiny objects can be a blog. Shiny objects can be a certain certification or training or conference. All of those things can be very good and very positive, but they can also be a distraction from what you should be doing before that. Does that make sense? So there's business building things and there's business related. Business building comes first. If you're not sending out invites and if you're not working on relationships and doing those simple things like that, going to some big conference somewhere is probably not going to help you build your business. It might inspire you, but okay, so do focus on relationships and serving others and just being all in and working with this team to help change lives. Obviously, there is not one of us that can do this on a grand scale by ourselves. It really does take an army. And so we need you and you need us. Call to action. Commit to helping at least one person in November and one person in December. That's it. You may want to commit to more than that, and that's totally fine. I think that's awesome. But I think that if we could all commit to helping one and one, having at least one person in that December 1st challenge group, I think that that is cause for celebration to end the year strong and to know that we have finished well in 2014, and that we've done that together. And then I also really want you to have the courage to document your journey on social media, or maybe just in conversation with your friends and family, letting people know what you're doing just in a very genuine way. Like I have a girl in my challenge group right now, and she's telling people, I'm on day 2 of 21 Day Fix. She's got all these comments underneath her. She doesn't even know that she would make an amazing coach, you know? And so just having the courage to document that, I think, is part of what we do. It's part of setting that example for people. And so when you're posting on social media, maybe that one fitness post per day or health or nutrition post has something to do with your journey and your story and what's happening with you, because there are changes taking place. So this is what I've got. Hopefully you have a really good, solid plan moving forward from today to December 1st. We're going to talk more about Insanity Max 30 in the coming weeks. But besides that, you are equipped to do what you need to do to change some lives. So, does anybody have any questions? Not too bad. I know I talked fast because I got worried we were going to go really long. No questions. Okay. Well, then everybody have a good night, and we will see you guys online. So thanks, guys.